Also this morning, New London playing a key role in that specific investigation. We're told that's where officials believe the brother of the suspect lives, and they say he called police right after the shooting happened. Your reporter Anna Stansfield live outside the police department with what we know about this specific connection. Anna, good morning.
Well, good morning. The investigation here in New London is now closed, but as you just mentioned, Kate, investigators here are going to call just a few hours after that shooting happened from someone claiming to be the suspect's brother. They brought forward some key evidence here to investigators as this investigation continues federally. After that phone call, the Associated Press reports the brother was interviewed by police here in New London and by federal investigators. They found out the suspect, Cole Allen, wrote to his family members just minutes before the attack at the White House Correspondents' dinner. In those writings, Allen referred to himself as a friendly federal assassin and made references to President Donald Trump, along with complaints about the administration's actions, including U.S. strikes on boats accused of smuggling drugs in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. Now investigators are using those writings as evidence into the suspect's mindset and possible motives. And while the investigation here in New London again is closed, we know that police here are ready to help out federal authorities if they're asked to. I'm your reporter live in New London, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Anna, thank you.